You see, right now you're wanting knowledge. Right now you're wanting to know. And you are making knowledge right now because you're making mind. You're no doubt thinking about me or looking at me and making mind. Thoughts are arising about what you see. You might be looking around and see this and see this and see this and see that. You might be looking at me and thinking this and thinking that. You're making knowledge, so-called knowledge. You know, don't you? You know this minute what you were doing just now. And you know right now what you're doing right now. You know. Everyone knows. Everyone's doing knowledge. Everyone's doing knowing. If I asked you to think about the temperature of your room right now, you would give me some idea. If I asked you what kind of what's your favorite color, you've got some ideas. What did you have to drink just now? You don't have to have an idea. You know what you drank just now. Knowledge. Everyone is about knowledge. Everyone. It gives you some kind of security. It gives you an image. It gives you a position. It gives you a relationship with life. You relate to life through words of the mind, through words of the book. You're wanting knowledge more and more every day, knowledge, throughout the day, knowledge, all the day long, knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. You make mind. Words go on in your head. You ask questions. You look for this and you look for that. You look for answers. You go to the supermarket and you see things that you weren't intending to buy and you buy them. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that's cheap. Oh, that's got a reduction today. We all do it. But there's one bit of knowledge that you really don't know about, or put it this way, you haven't realized, because realizations is superior to knowledge. It's a kind of knowledge, a realization. You can put words to your realization, but the realization itself hasn't got any words. You see, I mean, water is wet, as we know, but water hasn't got any words. This didn't invent a word. This didn't have a word associated with this. We give the objects and things words. Animals may not use words, but they use scent. They have an understanding. They have an inherent understanding. They know which plants should be eaten and which shouldn't be eaten. It's an inherent knowledge, an intuition. That's the best knowledge you have. Intuitive, intelligence. Intelligence hasn't got words. Intelligence is an inherent knowledge, meaning it's already the case. Water doesn't know it's wet, but it's got an inherent property. You're taking what I'm saying as knowledge. You think I know. Look at me, here, talking on a video, into your house, into your home. But there's something that you don't know about, which will enlighten you to living differently. It's not words, it's an actuality. How can I put it? If I ask you to pinch yourself, you don't have to know that it hurts. You don't have to know that. You simply know that it hurts, but you don't need to put it into words. You don't need to make words out of this. you feel the pain. And without words and without someone telling you, you stop doing it. This contraction that you're doing, this pinch, creates a different sensation. It creates a sensation that you didn't have before you pinched. You're not feeling your hand right now. You're not feeling your ears. You know where your ears are, and you don't even have to look at them to touch them. The vast majority of people know where their nose is. It's an innate, inherent knowledge. It's a memory that you don't need to put words to it. You don't have to have someone to tell you. But what I'm going to tell you right now is that you are doing this contraction within your body-mind. You're doing a tension. You're doing a stress. You are doing contraction. And it's that contraction that is preventing your body-mind from being already happy. Without seeking more and more words, more and more knowledge, the cell contraction is an avoidance. Notice this. Notice that whatever you are doing, there's an underlying stress. There's a tension. And it's that tension that is driving you, is moving you to do this, that, and the other. But I tell you, it's not necessary. That tension, that contraction is not necessary. That activity is not necessary. Because when you're not doing that contraction, which possibly you've never been aware of, you are already happy. You are already in relationship with whatever you're doing. I liken the self-contraction to the clenched fist. And the tighter you tighten yourself, the more painful it is. It's a suffering. It's at the basis of all of your unhappiness, your seeking, your avoidance. It's the basis, it's the root cause of feeling bored, of feeling doubtful, of seeking for consolation, for solace. It's it's the root. It's not necessary. The body-mind is inherently like an open hand, inherently full of energy, inherently happy, already in relationship with everything. But due to the self-contraction, due to that knot, due to that clenched fist activity, you think otherwise. There are a few people throughout the centuries who have realized already happiness. And another name for already happiness is God. God is a state. God is a disposition. God is already happiness, joy, delight, already maturity, already grown up, no longer childish, no longer adolescent. This is the root cause for all the problems in the world. This clenched fist activity, the self-contraction. Notice it. And it's not necessary. You don't have to do that anymore. It's only due to the self-contraction that you see me as an other. When there's no contraction, we are at one with one another. There is no division. There is no duality. Notice this. Find out. Simply turn away. Suffering is due to the fact you keep remembering yourself. You keep remembering the pain. You keep doing the pain. Forget it. Give it over. Surrender it. That's what it is to love God. You're loving this disposition. You're not doing this disposition anymore. So, why are you here? What do you want to know? Under all conditions, find this out. My teacher, Adidar Samraj, taught me that years ago, and I've noticed it. Self-contraction. Understand in every moment. Allow God to live you. No longer self-possessed, but God-possessed. The self-contraction is an avoidance. You're not really here. You are avoiding being here. There's a tension inside you. Notice that you're doing that tension. Notice that you are avoiding being intimate, being at one with whatever's arising. Notice it. The avoidance of the condition of already in relationship. It's not necessary. It's something you're doing. You are doing avoidance. That's all it is. Everyone is being narcissistic, dwelling on themselves day in, day out. I understood narcissists. I saw the meaning of my entire striving life. Suffering, seeking, self-indulgence, and all the rest were founded in the same primary motivation. It was this avoidance of relationship. That was it. That was the chronic and continuous source and characteristic of all egoic activity. Indeed, the ego was revealed to be only an activity, not an entity. You're not an ego. You are doing ego. This tension. That is the root of all unhappiness, of all suffering. See this to be true. See that you are doing internal pinching, tightness, stress. It's not necessary. It really is not necessary. It says in the Bible, become like children. That means become that disposition, the disposition that a happy child is in. Notice this. So the root of all human suffering, all unhappiness, all wars, all conflicts, all wanting to know, all arrogancy, all arrogance, all detrimental, detriments, all antagonistic actions, all pride, all boredom, all doubt, all discomfort, all fear. At the root of it all is this unnecessary activity. See that is the case. See it in your life. Observe yourself under all conditions. See that you are not really happy. You're not simply happy. The awakened person, the one who has awakened to that reality with a capital R, has realized that it's not necessary to do this. You're doing boredom, you're doing doubt, you're doing depression, you're doing unhappiness, you're doing excitement, you're doing consolation, you're doing it all. You're doing division, you're doing avoidance, you're doing seeking. There's only this one message. The self-contraction is not necessary. That's what sin is, the self-contraction. Separation from being divine, being possessed by the divine, being possessed by God, being possessed by that light, being possessed by that energy. There's only love, joy, delight. Find this out and simply be happy. In all the nonsense of grasping this and grasping that and believing in this and believing in that and wanting more knowledge. You see, the open hand disposition doesn't know anything. They say ignorance is bliss. It's true. Thank you for listening.